getting the first pick.
Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the
Blade Kid putting on a clinic.
whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, Tranquility community. Welcome to week 5 of stage 1 here in the Discord tier. I am Mr. Yeti calling the shots tonight. Joining me tonight, we have Ty Munster doing the color commentary. How's it going?
It's going great. You know, I had a bit of a problem with my phone. That's finally been resolved after 2 weeks. It was supposed to be 3 to 5 business days. Let's not get into that. I'm doing great now that I have it. So, you know, day is going well. It could be going worse, and the mindset I was trying to go with is if it could go worse, it's going good. And this should be a good match.
Should be a fantastic match, no question about it. We got 2 teams sitting in the Orem A pool in the Discord tier, and they have had kind of an interesting run so far this season. We come in with Poseidon sitting at 2-2, and we have Valkyrie sitting at 1-3. There's a lot at stake in this match today. Both teams vying to stay out of the elimination pool going into stage 2 here in a couple weeks. Poseidon coming off a tough 2-1 loss up against the SEAL Team Spuds, and Valkyrie picking up their first win of the season last week against, oh boy, I don't have that in front of me here. That's most unfortunate. But they did just pick up their first win of the season, so Valkyrie coming back here looking good. Ty Munster, what are you looking for in this match? Both teams kind of backs against the wall trying to stay out of elimination pool.
So, mentioning the one win that Valkyrie had, I actually wanted to get into that. So Valkyrie's one win was against Reckless Sigma. It was a 3-1. Now, if you look on the other side, actually, there's been a match already between Poseidon and Reckless Sigma. That one went to Reckless Sigma in a 3-2 victory. So, you know, if you know anything about me, I love my tier lists of this team beats this team, therefore this team should lose to this team. It's a system, and the top team should theoretically beat the bottom team if there's a middle team in there to link them. And my theory would suggest that Valkyrie should be able to beat Poseidon here, but I'm totally okay with being, wrong, because using my system, it would be a decently close match, but still not very long. But I'm totally okay with a map 5er.
It's going to be a good match tonight, no question about it here, guys. Just as a reminder, this week we are collecting donations to start off our campaign for Rise Above the Disorder for next week's event week. And just a reminder on that, Monday we kick off with the content creation team 1v1s. So if I said something on the podcast to tick you off, I think there's only one 1v1 left against me, so you better get your $10 donation in and make that challenge now. ! Donate in the chat there, and that'll pull up the information about the event week activities. But I think we're about getting ready to go here, and our first map of the day, as it was for everybody, is Ilios. Now, Ilios, some people love the map, some people hate the map because Ilios well exists. I don't know where you're at on a Time Monster. I tend to side on the Ilios is terrible. Where are you at on it?
I mean, I'm a main tank player transition into main support, so I'm right down in the middle. I hate it, but I love it. Especially because I've gotten better at boots recently. Not to flex or anything, but I've gotten better at being able to dunk some people into the well, but I still have PTSD from it. So it's a love-hate relationship with this map. But I always feel like watching it is interesting because you never realistically see a ton of boops unless somebody's just going crazy on the Lucio or crazy on the Pharah. Mm-hmm. You're never going to see a lot of boop eliminations into that well, which is going to be our first round, by the way.
Yeah,
but you see more how they play around the well instead of trying to use it to put the enemy team inside of it, more so position them and use it as a method to corral them where you want them more. Mostly into that cage area, but sometimes you can put them like underneath the lighthouse, wherever you want to put them. And it looks like we're going into a dive versus brawl. So we're gonna have to see how both of these teams manipulate space with these compositions and figure out who's just gonna be able to do it better.
All right, we're getting down to it here. The countdown is on. We kick off here this final match for stage 1 in the Discord tier, and we come up the gate again. We see the more traditional monkey diva composition coming out here from PM Doggy, leading the way with with Team Poseidon. We see Valkyrie coming out here on more of a standard brawl with a bit of a tracer from PvP. Initiation goes on right around the mini room here next to the well. We see Valkyrie manages to hold off the initial surge here from Poseidon, pushes them back. Right now, Doha is setting up on the point here, looking for an opportunity to get something in. We see the biotic grenade take him down to take him purple here. No capitalizing yet from Valkyrie, and the first take goes over to Valkyrie here as they manage to hold on with that Reinhardt composition. I apologize, we're having a bit of a lag here on the production end. We are working through it. I apologize for that, guys, but it looks like Valkyrie is pushing back here against Poseidon. They hold the point with 20%, and counting.
It was a pretty good effort there from Poseidon to get that, to play forward, play aggressive. I feel like they were doing a really good job at getting the space that they wanted, but in the end, Valkyrie just played even more aggressive, held that space, went forward. I didn't like it at first that CW was going as far as he was, but it ended up working out for them. They got the first cap, and now they're very fast.
Deadeye is popped here by the Cowboy, handled by a beta giant today. You see the point does flip over now over to Poseidon. Valkyrie managed to get it up to 46%, and the Earth Shatter comes in from CR, puts a couple on the ground as Valkyrie looks to turn this around. The self-destruct in from Disease takes down a beta giant, and Valkyrie actually turning this around here, only letting up about 20% so far. The contest continues here from Poseidon, but they are drowning here on the point, and now sitting at 22%. Valkyrie counting up the percentage again.
Yeah, Valkyrie had to use a lot of ults to keep that in their control. They lost the point early, like you said. Poseidon managed to get really good space. PM Doggy did a really good job of popping that primal at the perfect time. He had about 36 HP, if I remember correctly, when he used that. So he ended up getting it at the perfect moment, but there was just too much pressure there from Valkyrie for Poseidon to really get a foothold there.
Absolutely right now. Valkyrie is sitting really nice here, setting up on the point. We see the pulse bomb in from PvP, not connecting on this. Doha, however, is holding on to that Deadeye, looking for an opportunity to strike here at the heart of Poseidon. We see the self-destruct in from Astrum, does not connect with anybody. Lots on Valkyrie, super low. CR still swinging that hammer. We see the Nano onto the Winston, and PM Doggy is going PM crazy in the back line of Valkyrie right now, and they do manage to flip that point here. PM Doggy popping that Primal Rage and going to town onto Valkyrie there. They managed to flip it, but Valkyrie puts it up to 94%.
Yeah, Valkyrie have been doing a great job of getting the point progress. Now, even if they lose every fight except for the last one, all they need to do is win one fight. And considering the ult bank that Poseidon has right now, it's looking really good for Valkyrie to make it happen. They have the Noon, they have the Slam, they have the Bomb. All they need to do is get one bit of value with any of these ults. One elimination should be able to get you in here. There's the Noon first.
Deadeye popped by both Cowboys here. A beta giant does find PvP. We see Doha holding on to it as long as he can, but he does not connect with anybody here. PvP down though. Valkyrie is working from behind. The Earth Shatter comes in, does not connect. A beta giant has the data I've been running, not connecting, but Disease finds two with the big self-destruct. Silent Wraith goes down as well. Disease turning the fight in the favor of Valkyrie here. And Poseidon right now is just going to have to trickle in and try to hold on. The Brigida jumps in with a shield badge dropped by Doha almost right away. Disease takes care of PM Doggy as well, and it looks like the well is going the way of Valkyrie.
Yeah, it's a dry well for Poseidon there. They're trying to get a lot of value, but they're not really able to get as much as they might want. The dive is a bit of a greedy pick compared to the brawl. You're trying to farm up these nanos, throw them onto your Winston, get a lot of space from that, but you're not able to farm them up as well as you might want to against this Tracer Diva brawl that's coming out on the other side. Valkyrie is playing this really well, preventing the Ana from getting nearly as much value as they might want. And on the other end, it's really just been, it's felt like Valkyrie are always getting their ultimates up online so fast. It's feeling like there's always a shatter. There were, I think, 2 shatters that round and only about 2 minutes of play. I didn't see many windows, but it feels like Valkyrie's really on top of things with the ult bank, and they're doing a really good job of keeping it in line.
Definitely did a great job there on Valkyrie's end here. Valkyrie needing the win to avoid that elimination pool with some nap differential. There's really just a crazy amount of chaos going on at the bottom of the Orome pool here in the Discord tier. But here we go nonetheless. Valkyrie now sitting at 1 point away from clinching Ilios here and putting Poseidon onto the ropes for the rest of the match here. But Valkyrie's in a good spot. I definitely like what they were doing. I was really impressed with just Disease's play overall. That was a fantastic thing. Normally, you know, especially in time of COVID, it's not too good to be impressed with Disease. But you know, I have to say, I was certainly blown away.
Yeah, especially that one bomb that he had was really good. And we're going into a harder dive comp here from Poseidon. I like the Echo a lot more than I like the Kree. It's going to get a lot of aerial value. It's going to do a lot of poke, a lot of damage coming in. Not as ground-born as you might be with Kree.
Look at the angles they set up here. They put Valkyrie immediately on the ropes here as they take multiple angles. Valkyrie, though, does manage to get to the point here before Poseidon can really put the halt on them. Here we go again. A Beta Giant brought very low and dropped down by Doha. Doha manning that revolver beautifully. We see the fight continuing right now despite a Beta Giant being down. Poseidon trying to find a way to keep the point open. But it looks like Valkyrie is going to cap this one and get that percentage ticket. But look at Doha continuing to pump in the damage there. The Cowboy doing work today.
If I were honest, I think that we should see Murph switch over to the Zen. They're going to go for the Brawl here instead, which is another decent pick for them. But I would have liked to see them go onto a Ball Zen comp because they're not going to be able to rush you onto this high ground if you play up there. So you play up there, you get the poke damage in, you play for more sustained high damage compositions rather than trying to farm up the nano, because you're not doing a great job of that against this brawl. You don't have an easy way to farm it.
Nope. Absolutely no argument on that. We see CR trying to fend off the damage here as they're walled off from their team, but Doha is the first to fall, but Red Mosquito finds a kill as well. The kills are being traded out now by both teams, but a Beta Giant finding some value on that Echo, but dropped by Disease. The kills continue to trade here. Here comes the self-destruct. Does not connect with anything, but Disease manages to hold on to the point here and eat onto the pulse bomb from Astrum. Both Divas coming up clutch so far today here, and they continue to knock out the kills. The trades continue to trade back and forth here, but Disease finds 2 kills on 1 melee strike, and Disease and leads the way here for Valkyrie as they hold off on this point, and they're 70% and counting.
They say Doomfist is the melee-bound hero. Disease is proving that a lie. Great final blows. He found a lot of low HP targets. I was looking at the HP pools. I was like, all right, somebody's got to finish off these players. There's not a lot of support. And Disease finds them every single time. So
Deadeye is committed by both. Deadeye is committed here by Doha there. You see Reinhardt being copied by a Beta Giant. But look at all the kills, and it's all red in the kill feed right now with PvP finding 3 of them. And that's just all that Valkyrie needs there to sweep this one away. And Valkyrie, sitting strong on Ilios, takes the 1-0 lead.
Dominant first map there from Valkyrie, really putting their foot down on Poseidon. They had a great Earthshatter at the end to really cap it off as well. I think it landed onto either 3 or 4 players. And it was really well done. You know, just hit a big shatter. Just press Q forehead. If it kills 4 people, then just do it.
Exactly.
And if you got the read on your opponent, I mean, I can't complain. One of the only things that I ever say as a caster is I like it when a Reinhardt exists and has a good Q button. And there was, good Q button.
There was definitely good Q button there, no doubt about that. I have to say I was really impressed with the tank play from both teams. I thought tanks looked great from both teams. Doha though on Valkyrie, I think was just an absolute difference maker in this, man. I haven't seen that Cowboy played that well in a little bit here, and Doha was just in a dominant shape that entire map. And Poseidon's got to look for an answer now, and they're going down 1-0 early in a match can really mess with your mental here, especially against a team like Valkyrie, who has had their struggles this season. Going down to a team that you're thinking you have a good shot to beat, that could really mess with you a little bit. What kind of changes do you need to see from Poseidon before they're able to see how they have any success here?
So I'm not the biggest fan of where they're playing this Winston Diva composition. If I had to choose what I would want them to change, get rid of the composition that you're currently playing, the Winston Diva, and then either hard commit onto the Brawl, which I'm still not a big fan of, or the thing that I would like them to do is go onto the Ball, because you seem to have Dive be your comfort pick, and Wrecking Ball is so good right now at playing the dive compositions because he's not just a dive tank, he's also a poke tank. You go around, you get the space that you want because who's going to contest you? You can fly at 1,000,000 miles per hour because you're an orb, I guess. And then you just go wherever you want. You have that 600 HP. You can go all the way up to God knows how much HP, 1,200 or whatever it is. But just by pressing one button?
By pressing one button.
One button, all of a sudden you have as much HP as a Junkertown truck.
I agree. I would like to see them stick to that dive a little bit harder. Just as a reminder for everybody, again, we are continuing to raise money this week for Rise Above the Disorder. Right now, the incentive that we're looking at is the content creation team 1v1s. If you want to get those challenges in, there are limited spaces remaining, so make sure you guys get those in as soon as you can if you want that opportunity to take those broadcasted 1v1s out on the content team here on Monday. We'll hope to see you there. But right now we are headed to Volskaya, and I know you're talking about dive and Wrecking Ball here, but I feel like Wrecking Ball tends to struggle on Volskaya a little bit.
He can, but I've seen a lot of situations where a good ball play can beat whatever you play in the defense, whether you like the double shield. The Brawl apparently is what these teams are going to go with. Because one of my favorite things about Volskaya, besides the fact that it's the only statue in the game with eyelashes, which I'm going to bring up because I always do, is that it has so many different ways you can change the map to be what you want it to be. You want it to be a Brawl map, ignore the high grounds and just go. You want it to be a dive map, control the high grounds. They are your best friend. And whatever one team plays, it's going to be easier to play and just mirror them rather than try and go against it. So unless they're on, like, for example, double shield, for example, the defense, then you can go onto the Wrecking Ball. There's the eyelashes I'm talking about. But going onto this Brawl mirror really makes the map look a lot more like King's Row. You just have to elevate those high grounds up to the skybox.
All right, rolling around that statue with the eyelashes here, we see the Brawl of Valkyrie. The wall misses here from Silent Ray, but the freeze is doing a lot to him right now as PM Doggy puts the rocket hammer through him. PM Doggy swinging through, finding 4 of them, and that's a fantastic start here for Poseidon to get a little momentum back in their favor.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. That's a Poggy Doggy on the battlefield. It's a lot of damage in. He's got the Earth Shatter already, and Womp only at 43% to the Amplification Matrix. He did not heal up enough of that damage to get this ultimate online anywhere near enough. So now, that's a great start to this map for Poseidon, and Valkyrie need to look at changing up their strategy. Looks like they will.
It looks like they will. The Earth Shatter comes through for PM Doggy, and it's a big one. It takes down CW, and we see Poseidon's aggression just not holding up. They're chasing Valkyrie all the way back to the spawn door. Womped Up not able to find any safety on the roof of the spawn room there. And Poseidon with an aggressive ultimate from PM Doggy holds here again at the choke on point A.
Valkyrie got put between an earthquake and a hard place right there. You either lamp and support onto your, like, the Earth Shatter players, or you go for your Reinhardt, who's completely split off and has no offensive support since 3 people just got knocked to the ground. Who are you going to help there? The Earth Shatter's players or the Reinhardt?
Deadeye invested by Schbip does not find anything as it's negated by Astrum. We see it Abated also pop the Deadeye, not finding anything, and Astrum eats a Pulse Bomb. That's the second one from PvP today. Astrum is feeling hungry today, and PvP serving up a lot of dinner. And Astrum takes down Wump as well. Astrum going crazy right now on that Diva. All I gotta say is GG on that one for Astrum, leading the way for Poseidon.
Astrum chows down on a pulse bomb for lunch and goes for the cowboy and the Baptiste for dessert. Great play there, like you're saying. The Diva's just playing so good right now. Disease not quite as well as you wanted on the first map, but still very good play so far.
We just did see a couple go down there for Poseidon as they try to rally back. Bomb placed on top of the truck there. Silent Wraith finds CW just before the sound barrier goes off, but Disease finds one with that self-destruct. We see the sides trading kills here, but that is going to favor the offense on point A. PM Doggy is dropped, and it looks like Poseidon is going to start falling back here. Abated trying to turn it on his own, and he cannot as he's dropped here by Red Mosquito. And that is going to do it here for Valkyrie. They're finally going to get their claws into point A, but a lot of time taken off here for Poseidon.
Yeah, if you're Poseidon here, you're glad with that. You know you're not going to get steamrolled. You might get you might lose this next defense, but it's not going to be a steamroll. You got 342 in the time bank on the other side right now, and you held so long.
Back here.
Yeah, they can definitely come back into this. They have the ultimates required. They have the sound barrier, which on the other side was used the last fight just to sustain them to win a potentially already lost fight, which granted, they did win, which was great. But now you have only the land.
What a wall! It isolates off the Baptiste and the Lucio. Both healers were out of the fight here, and Schbip dropped by a baited giant. PM Doggy as well, taking down PvP. And Poseidon invests the sound barrier here, maybe unnecessarily, but nonetheless it does the job and secures that first defense for Poseidon.
I mean, you keep bringing up the things I want to mention right when you're done talking. I was about to say that's a bit of a sound barrier, but you already covered that. But we're going to see the switch over to the dive composition. We're going to see if they actually... Okay, they're going to switch over to most likely the Brigitte as well. So they're switching up this composition. This time, it's going to be Valkyrie going over the dive, which last time was Poseidon. And that's a good pick.
And here's the Deadeye from Abated. Does the job and takes down Womped Up. That ends the attack before it even starts. So you can't argue with the value on that. It's about as high value of an ultimate that you kills only one as you can get.
Yeah, if you're Valkyrie here, you're starting to sweat bullets more than how many was just taken by that Ana. You're very, very scared. I think you're at the 2-minute mark where all swaps should have happened by now. If you're going to switch anything, you're not going to be guaranteed an ultimate for this attack round. And you're likely to hit OT if you don't have a good attack, and that's a great shatter!
A fantastic Earth Shatter there from PM Doggy. Again, PM Doggy looking real good on that Reinhardt, and another really just absolutely decisive, quick defense here from Poseidon. Now, I know that's not always what you want, but it's hard to argue with the results. Yeah,
I mean, you win the fight, who cares? They're switching back over to the Brawl, so they completely reset their ultimates. They are on the same exact comp they were earlier, except now they don't have Shatter, now they don't have Window, and they don't have the Tracer. Those are the differences. This is a huge loss in time and a huge loss in ult bank. You almost threw this away already.
Right, the Valkyrie right now is trying to get into this, trying to get it with some time to spare maybe, but another fantastic wall here from Silent Wraith. Does the job. Deadeye put in by Abated, and now Schbip as well, but Schbip finds Murph. Losing that Baptiste healing is going to be tough here for Poseidon. Schbip finds another, taking down PM Doggy. Here comes the self-destruct from Astrum, not finding anything. Astrum back in mech now. It looks like the kills, while they went in the favor of Valkyrie, they didn't really have a whole lot of momentum to push into point.
The moment CW died, that was kind of it for the attack. You can't push into 2 CP when you lose your main tank if you don't kill 6 by that point. It's so hard because of the respawn advantage that the defenders have to make any sort of progress, and you can't do it there.
Amplification Matrix invested by Womp here. They managed to blow through that wall fairly quick. Womp finds the Immortality Field. Immortality Field advantage in the favor of Valkyrie, but there goes the Immortality Field now. And the Blizzard, as if on cue, from Silent Wraith. Silent Wraith, not so quiet on this map, has been fantastic on the May. And it's another clean wipe here for Poseidon. Just absolutely sending Valkyrie flying here. My goodness.
That first point defense honestly probably sealed the deal for them. The moment that Valkyrie couldn't push into that second point without a significant time bank, that point can be so hard to push into without the double cap. It's so hard sometimes to get that effective push, and they weren't able to do it because that swap, man, I can't get over that swap. The fact that they gave up their shatter window and pulse bomb just to switch over to a dive comp, which you immediately switch off, that is not that's something that I'm going to be hung up for a while. But now you have an opportunity to make it right. At best, I think your best case scenario is a draw on this map. I do think it's somewhat reasonable. I think
I've seen this map go 1-0 a lot, and it's just all it takes is a defense that just frustrates your opponent. But the way Silent Wraith was playing on that May, I don't know that they're going to have an answer for it, because CW was getting walled off from the team and walled off from the healers so often on that last attack. I just don't know. I feel like there had to be a change up here from Valkyrie if they're going to manage to hold on to this point. I'm just not seeing it right now.
Yeah, it might be too much pressure and too much expectations to put onto one player, but Disease needs to be able to beat this May. Like D.Va, in theory, you would think, oh, maybe it's D.Va. She can freeze through DM. But it has to be the D.Va beating out the May there. You have to be able to eat those blizzards, get around your Reinhardt for the walls, break the walls with micro missiles. And even though Disease was playing so well in the first attack and first map, it's not really there as much right now.
I feel like I would have liked
the value.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I feel like I would have liked to have seen maybe some double shield here from just a different look here from Valkyrie, but we didn't get to see that. We're seeing the brawl instead, and we see Poseidon right now claim the high ground here, the advantage firmly in their hands here, and abated from the high ground. His point of view here is going to be fantastic, and he's going to be raining in a ton of damage right now. You see PvP trying to duel with them and losing that duel currently. PvP continues to take shots here. They're not able to find anything. And here's the push into point. The wall doesn't do much. An intense derp finishes off CW. And it's just a dominant brawl right now from Poseidon. They're just winning this straight up right now. Brawl v brawl, Poseidon is not being beaten.
It really didn't feel like the moment that Poseidon went up there, that Valkyrie had a plan. They got extremely split off. PvB was completely alone, couldn't get back to his team, and it really felt like they were just so split and had no way of getting back together and grouping up. It was really good play of Poseidon to put them into that situation, but not the best play from Valkyrie to get themselves out of the situation.
Valkyrie right now is trying to set up here. They have a long time to hold on to this point, and we got multiple ultimates coming up now for both teams. The walls are both in by the maze, not effective at accomplishing what they were hoping here. Here comes Poseidon again. They claim the high ground. How is Valkyrie going to respond? That's the key here. We continue to watch as Poseidon jockeys for that moment here, looks for the initiation keys, and there we go. You see the ultimates invested by 3 of the 4 DPS. And PvB is the only one finding kills with that Deadeye. Cowboy's going to hold firm here. It does look like Valkyrie's going to hold on for at least this fight.
I mean, that was just... It felt like the reverse of the first point, where Poseidon got onto the high ground. They just went, now what? And they didn't know what to do. They sat up there. They tried to get a high noon off. But you can't get a high noon if you're just going to be walled into a room. Like, at that point, you just got to play blackjack until that situation's over or something.
True.
I don't know.
True, absolutely. Here we go, going around to the next attack here. Poseidon, it theoretically, probably has 5 pushes left here. including this one. So Poseidon has a lot of cards in their hand, and if you notice, there's a lot of check marks here on their teams on their blue side here. Poseidon is looking real good. Here comes the wall. They wall off CR again. Earth Shatter and Blizzard and Sound Barrier and Amplification Matrix in. And that's going to be enough to just find Schmidt so far, but PM Doggy is taken down. The Earth Shatter by CW is going to set it up here, and Valkyrie is somehow, despite the barrage of ultimates from Poseidon, is going to hold on.
It really reminds me of myself playing darts. No matter how many you throw at the board, none of them will land. They'll all just get lost in the bushes behind where you set up the dartboard. That's totally not an accurate story, but honestly,
two questions. Dartboard outside, why? And are you really that bad? Are you really that bad at darts?
No, it was a joke.
Okay. Oh, okay.
A good joke.
You had me in the palm of your hand there.
I really did, but I don't like that rotation that they did. I don't like them going around, giving themselves the low ground, giving each in the high ground in a terrible choke. It's so hard to get out of that.
See the self-destruct in, gets caught in the cubby hole, doesn't connect, and PvP on the Cowboy just takes down 2. And again, Valkyrie's defense is somehow managing to hold strong here.
Yeah, it's been really... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess I know how. It's just Poseidon doesn't seem like they have a strong plan coming in here.
Now they do. I love the switch over to the Symmetra. Yes. Now you can TP onto the objective, and then you can wall. Rather than walling in order to get there, you can wall them away, so that then you might be able to just straight up buy yourself enough time to C9. I think that might be the plan.
Here we go. They do TP onto the point. Earthshatter in, does not find anybody here. They wall them off, just like you said. They force the cryo out of Spiff. CR does. They both amplification matrix in, but Astro has been so hungry today on the Diva. Is going to set it up beautifully for Poseidon, and Poseidon finally getting their claws into this point. It looks like Poseidon is finally set up here. There's the tick, and there's the point for Poseidon.
I mean, Poseidon just take out a notebook, write down in it, "Dear Valkyrie, this is how you do it." They cap first in like what, a minute and a half? They cap second by not switching off their entire comp. Just one simple counter pick onto the Symmetra. Makes it so that you can get straight onto point. You're in the defender situation, and you have to use effectively 0 important resources to the mid fight in order to get there. You still have your wall. You still have your defense matrix. You still have your Reinhardt barrier, most critically. And you can use all of those to do whatever the hell you want. And the enemy team has nothing to stop you there. What, are they just going to break the wall and get onto point? If they want to stack, they will lose because they will C9. They don't have enough damage to break through the wall fast enough for them to not get that tick unless they have godlike reaction speeds. It's really a lose-lose situation once you switch over to the Symmetra. Such a good call. Whoever made that call, I praise you tenfold.
Right now, we are going to go into halftime here. We are tied up 1-1. As a reminder, we do have that fundraiser going on right now for Rise Above the Disorder here. Exclamation point, donate in the chat. If you please type that in, you can go there, check it out. We appreciate any donation you can make. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned. We got more Discord tier action just around the break. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through that halftime right now. Poseidon and Valkyrie locked in a 1-1 score here. We do see the record for Poseidon showing 1-3 on the halftime screen. We know that was a mistake. It's 2-2. Just remember hashtag blame Booth, and everything's fine. So, well, you took it from predictions. Booth just told me he took it from predictions and polls, so I guess it's my fault. So much like most things in Tranquility, hashtag blame Yeti. Anyways, so sorry everybody for that, but nonetheless, we are back here, guys, from halftime. Poseidon again tied with Valkyrie at 1-1. It's been a good match so far, highlighted by some fantastic diva play. Silent Wraith sitting real pretty also on that May as well. So we saw last point Valkyrie really struggling to handle Brawl v Brawl up against Poseidon. What kind of adjustments do you expect both teams to make coming out of the half?
I expect... Okay, sorry, I wasn't really listening. I was more so paying attention to fact-checking you. And no, you're wrong. Poseidon are 1-3. I double-checked the scores, and it's not 2-2.
I'm grumbling right now. You just can't see it. You don't know, but I am
Yeti
grumbling
for messing
right
up absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but I did nothing wrong. That's what it comes down to. So, yes. So really, it's what I'm trying to say is it's Booth's fault. Anyways, now that we've all passed the buck here, I think we need to get this match going before both teams come after me and Ty here. But hey, it's been a good match so far. Do you expect to see any big adjustments coming out of halftime for these guys?
If anybody adjusts, I expect it to be Poseidon. I feel like they are the team that's been slowly just getting better and better and better. It's like that one episode in a TV show, where like a cartoon, where that one character just gets buffer and buffer throughout the episode until at the end they just can't move because they're so buff. I don't know if that's ever been an episode, but it should be. Now I want it. But it's like that. That's how I see Poseidon, at least right now. And you said earlier that depending on map score, Valkyrie can save themselves. Is Poseidon in a position to do the same?
I think Poseidon is in really good shape right now. I think we need to see more adjustments from Valkyrie, honestly. I think Valkyrie has to cut. Valkyrie, when it went Brawl v Brawl there, Valkyrie just crumbled. And it was just hard to... I think it was a complete domination from Poseidon on the Brawl v Brawl. So
I meant save them from knockouts.
Oh, well, you know what? Let's just get this going because we're both stuck as hell right now. I want to see more Overwatch, unless me and Ty trying to work through this here. So we are struggle bugging our way through this.
English is hard, man.
English is hard, and I am tired. I am tired. I have hot tea, and it's delicious. But we are heading to Eichenwald here, where I think we can all pour ourselves a cold beer as we take in the scenery from Eichenwald Castle. We see a couple changes here. Poseidon taking out Astrum here, bringing in I'm Me Too on that off. I'm assuming the off tank role. And we did see, I don't believe any other changes from either team here. Actually, Krosky coming in on that support as well for Poseidon. So a couple of small changes here for Poseidon coming out of the half with I'm Me Too. Astrum, though, fantastic game. I'm Me Too has got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, and so yeah. It's been great diva play so far. You were absolutely correct from Astrum. So good. And honestly, that was one of their greatest selling points. No offense to any of the other players, but I feel like they were all consistent but not explosive. Astrum really gave them that explosive play that just leveled them up so hard. And are you seeing what I am seeing on the DPS side of the attacker spawn room?
I sure am. That appears to be a Sim and a May. Are we gonna see? Are we gonna see those? Are we going over the roof? I think we might be going over the roof here, Ty.
Where have I seen this one before?
I feel like we're going. Can they execute it? They sure can. Here they go.
Oh my god!
Mosquito! No, Mosquito! Mosquito gets caught on the roof there. Must have had some fly paper, I guess. But PM Doggy gets caught up by that wall, and that's going to be enough to put him down. Despite the misstep there from Mosquito, it does look like, it looks like Valkyrie. It worked. The strategy worked, and Valkyrie pushes over the roof and takes point A here on Eichenwald. What an impressive display of a really kind of ridiculous strategy.
I'm very famous, that's a joke, for knowing and perpetrating the phrase, if something is so stupid that they're never going to see it coming, then it just might work. So I'm clearly not famous for that, but I will claim that I am. And we've forced the Beta Giant to switch over to the Symmetra himself. So now we're on this mirror comp, and let me just say real quick, this comp is so fun to watch, even if it's not so fun to play because it's kind of boring. You're just holding left click on the Reinhardt shield until you win the shield war. But it's so much fun to just look at Symmetras go for crazy TPs.
You can see the wall invested there. PM Doggy does find PvB, losing that big source of damage here. Self-destruct in from Disease, who takes down two of Poseidon. And Valkyrie right now sitting real good, and Valkyrie setting up to continue pushing that point here around Eichenwald Castle. Sitting real good so far, with still 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the sim swap here, but at the same time, I think Poseidon could have switched over to something better. I think the secret counter to this composition in the Brawl Mirror is honestly just going like Doom Reaper, Zarya, Moira. And most people know I hate watching Zarya and Brawl, but what just happened?
Oh my god, PM Doggy on the Reinhardt, my goodness! PM Doggy finds two with that Earth Shatter, but it looks like we are going to see like, whoa, he answered Earth Shatter there from CW, self-destruct in from Me, finds Doha somehow, Doha caught out there, and the fight continues here, but no CW dropped off the mat by Intense Dirt. She knocks him off with the fantastic boop, but Red Mosquito finds a boop on the Silent Wraith as well. The kills are trading out, but they do manage to hold up, and it looks like Poseidon is going to manage to hold on here, but Red Mosquito trying to... No, they cannot. They cannot get out. They cannot.
I don't know what just happened. I do know what just happened. I'm just gonna say, PM Doggy goes for the flank shatter, which lands on both supports. He kills one. CW just comes in, lands the 5-man shatter on an unexpected PM Doggy, and almost clutches up the fight. But because they don't have any supports, they can't really sustain through it enough. So they just lose out in the end, and that's a good teleporter.
Great teleporter, claiming the high ground here. They got the turrets up as well, and Abated is down already. Valkyrie put themselves in immediate positional control here, and they're definitely going to be able to round the corner here onto the bridge before the gates of Eichenwald Castle. So great spot here for Valkyrie. Really fantastic rotation there.
They're putting Phantom, aka Doha, on the Mei here, on the objective. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this, but it's going to give them a good angle to get a wall. So we're going to have to see how that shapes up.
See, self-destruct invested here, does not connect. That wall used beautifully on PM Doggy with a huge Earth Shatter once again. PM Doggy cannot stop shattering three, but the boop from Intense Dirt, she finds the PvB, takes him off the map, and that's going to be enough here. Oh, and an answered Earth Shatter from CW. I love these Earth Shatters right now. These Reinhardts are not missing right now. I love it. Disease finds PM Doggy, and Valkyrie is 2 meters away. He has another Earth Shatter, and there it is! He shatters him, but the Blizzard's there preventing the follow-up. Maybe he should have held on to that in hindsight now, as it looks like Poseidon is going to hold them off here, and Valkyrie is retreating back to spawn, but Poseidon, what a great hold, but my god, the Rhine play is just outstanding right now.
I should have saved the Poggy Doggy PM joke for here, because he is playing like a mad lad. It feels like Valkyrie are losing one player at an unopportune time. Like, for example, Intense Dirt, great boop there onto PvB, really saved them from losing the fight before it even realistically started. And it's been plays like that which have been keeping Poseidon's head above water. And it's so consistently done. And with both teams on the Symmetra, we're going to have to see if they can keep doing it.
Here we go. We see the barrier invested here by a Beta Giant, but PvB is taken off the map there by Me, and that's a big one right there. We see the self-destruct in Die Disease does not connect. Poseidon once again is holding strong here. CW trying to get back around the wall. Here comes another self-destruct in from Me. or I'm me too, pardon me, and a Beta Giant finds Womp. This is just, it's just a stagger fight right now for Valkyrie, and that's not going to work out well for them.
Both of these teams are using so many ults. Think about what just got used last fight. Disease uses ult.
Oh no,
Womp
Disease.
uses ult.
Oh no.
I mean,
That's
thankfully,
a tough spot.
they do die to the turrets, but so many ults were used last fight. I think it was 9 ults used last fight, and 5 were from the losing side, if I remember correctly. Valkyrie are not getting value out of their ultimates, and Poseidon are consistently shutting them down and getting their own to have huge value. Except for the last self-destruct. Wasn't great.
Ultimate Discipline is one of those things that can really separate two teams, and we're seeing it right now. Here comes the Amplification Matrix in. The freeze onto CW stops the Earth Shatter, but PM Doggy cannot be stopped as the sound barrier gets invested by Intense Nerf. Here comes the barrier for PvP, trying to buy a little bit of time. The boop in, it does not manage to get I'm Me Too off the map, and right now, Red Mosquito is just trying to hold on to the cart, but those turrets are just not going to let that happen. And just too much presence there from Poseidon. Once they hit the bridge, it was just all Poseidon.
I just want to let you know, if I'm doing my math right, 50% of PM Doggy's Earth Shatters that map were onto CW and no one else. I know for a fact there have been 2 solo shatters, and I believe 2 regular shatters. One of which was a whiff, one of which landed. PM Doggy is out for CW right now. He wants that guy dead yesterday.
PM Doggy is just winning the Rheinmere, it seems like right now. But anything can happen. CW has done fantastic today as well, but PM Doggy is just kind of putting the backpack on a little bit here for Poseidon at times. Really quick, do have to shout out, we did get a donation here for Rise Above the Disorder. It looks like a $100 donation from somebody named Tim Unster. Tim Unster. So thank you, Tim Unster. Thanks, Tim Unster, for your $100 donation to Rise Above the Disorder.
I was wondering when you guys would say something. You know, I
just noticed it.
I mean, you know, honestly, I just wanted an opportunity to just destroy this guy right here in the cast with me. I want to crush his skull under my feet. That's the only reason that. What? Huh? There's one good one, right?
Wait, we're doing. Oh, I don't know what's happening, but I have a feeling I just got challenged. But I guess we'll find out soon enough.
I don't know. I know there's a challenge somewhere.
We see the Mace in, but it's not going over the roof. This time they take it through the mini room instead. They rotate back the opposite direction and catch Doha sleeping. That's going to take it out the May here early is a big kill. They do manage also to catch Disease out of position. A 4v6 now sits in the favor of Poseidon and Silent Wraith, leading the charge with PM Doggy swinging that rocket hammer. And that's going to be all she wrote here for point A. PM Doggy already sitting on the shatter. My goodness.
Oh my god.
Oh, PM Doggy is just putting on a Reinhardt clinic right now in this brawl match. And look at the space already created here, sending Valkyrie back with the tail between their legs. Valkyrie needs to make an adjustment and quickly, because right now the brawl mirror is not working out for them.
There is a rare situation that comes up where you just get to watch a Reinhardt play Reinhardt the way he was intended. You go into the enemy backline, hold left click, and you do not die. That is what we are witnessing right now with PM Doggy. He is easily dealing the most damage in the lobby right now, if I am correct in my approximate guesstimations here.
He just gotta be.
He's doing so much damage here. Poseidon are just putting him up so well. Everybody's playing in tandem to keep him going.
High ground challenge there by.
Oh my god!
And he just does it again. This man cannot be stopped. PM Doggy just giving it to Valkyrie over and over again. My god, PM Doggy is just doing too much. It's unbelievable. We are seeing an absolute Reinhardt clinic from PM Doggy right now, and the map is almost over. They're crossing the bridge. They're maybe 20 meters from the golden box of victory. We see Valkyrie now setting up, and they get walled off. A brutal start here. Here we go. The wall invested. Both Blizzards invested. The ultimate's advantage sits in the favor of Poseidon. And right now, Poseidon holds on the advantage. And it's it's the PM Doggy show, everybody. And he's winning Best in Show because PM Doggy cannot be stopped. And neither can Poseidon. There we go. 2-1, taking Eichenwald away. Poseidon sitting pretty right now, heading to map 4.
PM Doggy has transformed into PM Domination. It is a clinic and a half. He is putting Valkyrie in a casket. It is obviously all the players in Poseidon are playing extremely well. I'm not trying to just say the PM Doggy show, but this is the PM Doggy show.
It's a PM Doggy show right now.
There are moments where you get to watch a Reinhardt play Reinhardt the way God intended, and we are in one of those very rare situations where Poseidon, they're just clicking. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
Jeff
Honestly,
Kaplan be praised. He is smiling in his grave right now. Let me tell. Well, anyways, he is smiling. He is smiling right now because my goodness, this is an absolute clinic on the Reinhardt from PM Doggy. But hey, you know what? When we talk about great main tank play, oftentimes there's fantastic support play backing it up. You have to look at those supports. Intense Derp, Kroski. Both played fantastic there. Kroski was getting insane value on that Baptiste. Those amplification matrices were popping up so fast. And a lot of that's just because PM Doggy would not raise their shield, which granted, he didn't need to because he could not be stopped. But I mean, it's just all the pieces were working. When you have an effective brawl, when you get all those pieces working, you get the Mei working well, you get the Symmetra just kind of, I guess, kind of just an accessory here, except instead of the damage, because when your main tank's doing all the damage, it doesn't matter. It's just a dominant force, or dominant showing on that Bromir. I do want to see Valkyrie do something different. I feel like Valkyrie has other tools in the shed. Why aren't we seeing them?
I 100% agree. I want to bring up again, the ball composition should be played here by one of these teams. Valkyrie, I think they should try it out. I think that the ball composition is another one of those comps that really hard counters this TP brawl composition that's coming out right now, as well as what some people call six-man. People with hearts will call it goth goats because it's a much better name, because it's funny. But honestly, I 100% agree. I think Valkyrie needs to switch gears, because it's not working out for you right now. And to be honest, Poseidon, I was saying, of course, the main support, or not the main support, but the main tank, playing absolutely incredible. PM Doggy is unstoppable to the nth degree, but it's like you said, it can't be done without excellent support play to back it up. Intense Derp, and particularly Kroski. I don't think I saw a situation where Kroski didn't have a checkmark next to his name.
Seemed like it.
I think that he almost always had an ultimate available, but it's going to be a lot harder to play the aggressive brawl composition on Dorado without some sneaky little strategies.
I agree. I feel like we're going to have to see some changes. I like the Dorado pick because Dorado is kind of a tough map to play brawl. Once you break that first choke, you can really do some damage here on a dive comp, a ball comp, even a double shield composition. I think it works better than brawl here. But then again, the teams know what they like. I feel like if you look, what is Valkyrie showing us? They're showing us brawl again. I feel like there's got to be something changed there. I feel like there's got to be a conversation that it's just not working. We got to try something different right now. You know, I got to give credit to Poseidon here. They're bringing out a different composition, and I think that's the right choice. You know, I think they expected maybe a different composition here from Poseidon, but I'm sorry, from Valkyrie, but Valkyrie is instead just going to stick with that brawl comp. And I got to tell you, I feel like they need to make a change. But, you know, in the end, it's not our choice. It's not our words that decide the results here. It's the actual map itself. So Valkyrie has an opportunity here. Let's see if they take it.
I just said you should pick Dorado because it's going to be worse for brawl. You're not going to be able to play it. And then immediately you turn around and you're like, man with hammer, he strong. It's criminal. If they don't melt PM Doggy every fight, it's going to be impossible to win.
That first engagement there, PM Doggy did get melted down really quickly here. The PM Doggy does drop down again, dropped very low, but he gets right back up. Kroski already over halfway to that nano, doing the job the Ana needs to do. Build up that nano quickly. They're trying to set up here for almost certainly the nano onto the Winston. We see the choke coming into play here for Valkyrie. They managed to push through, and Silent Wraith finds Spiff. That's a big kill, taking a lot of damage away. PM Doggy is dropped by PvP, and losing that Winston is going to hurt a lot for this composition for Poseidon. And that's going to set up CW to just start swinging his way through, and that's going to put it pretty much firmly in the hands of Valkyrie now.
It was really good play from Poseidon to start off the fight, start off the round, but PM Dog makes the small critical mistake. Walk outside of your Ana LOS when your whole strategy is farming nano. You lose the ability to keep your Winston up that fight, and now look at this. They're going to have to struggle to get back into this.
We're setting up now here for another attack. The pulse bomb comes in, does not find a target. We see the self-destruct invested. I Me Too not finding anything. Valkyrie backing up, hits the earth, shatters. CW putting it on a little bit of a Rhine showing himself here, but PM Doggy now back on the Reinhardt, and he's glowing as we speak, but he is dropped down by PvB, and that's going to be enough presence for Valkyrie to push through point A. As we set up again, we're back to the Brawl Mirror, and it's on Dorado. What are we seeing here? Is this goats again? Like, it feels like goats. I don't know why what's going on?
I don't know if these teams just have brawls come fit. That's fine. I like watching Reinhardt. But at the same time, my coach instincts are going haywire right now, watching two teams play Rhine Diva on Dorado. At least they're not playing Renzaria. I'll give them that. And last fight, my analysis is Baptiste is good, Ana is not in Brawl. And this fight, we're just going to have to see if Kroski can make a bigger difference.
Nice wall splitting up Valkyrie here. The sound barrier is put in by Valkyrie, though. Manages to catch the whole team, and CW takes down PM Doggy. Valkyrie answering the criticisms here over not winning the Brawl Mirror, and they're doing a great job. That was a decisive win.
I don't know why you would play the Kree here if you're Poseidon. You weren't really finding a lot of success on the Kree variant. Your biggest wins in team fights were coming with the Symmetra. You were letting PM Doggy play with at high, insane levels of damage that you're just able to pump into CW. And now that there's no...
Watching CW maybe coming in here. Oh, they sniffed it out, though. Good job, Poseidon, noticing that. And a Beta Giant, though, sets up on the high ground, finds PvP, but he's dropped by disease. We see the Earth Shatter come in along with the self-destruct. Another self-destruct coming in. Ultimate being pressed. And time Me Too finds 3. A critical, very desperately needed ultimate there from Poseidon. They needed to stem some of that momentum, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. And here we go. The charge, and that finishes off disease. Nice stagger. Poseidon, they got exactly what they needed that fight.
So, my quick analysis before I continue what I was saying earlier is CW goes for flank shatter. They get surrounded. They can't use any ults. They get ulted. They lose the fight. Now, what I was going to say earlier, so rudely interrupted by CW deciding to make the flank, is honestly, I think that the Symmetra pressure, right? It was helping PM Doggy get the win over CW because CW is playing really well in defense with Reinhardt.
High Nude invested here by Spiff, not finding any targets right now. Blizzard. Oh, CW stops the Blizzard from Silent Wraith. That's a massive turn of momentum. And Valkyrie right now is finishing off the remnants of Poseidon. And you got to figure that's point B, 100% in the hands of Valkyrie.
I mean, yeah, they're not even going to try and touch this. They're just going to prevent themselves from getting staggered. So you got 2 there. It looks like they'll get out. So there's no chance for Valkyrie to really push their advantage here. But as long as if they can get this to all the way through 3rd, that's something that so few people do. Poseidon are going to be in a rough position to win this map, and this could be going to a map 5.
It is setting up potentially for a map 5 here, but Valkyrie looking really strong. Great amplification matrix invested here. That wall is going to go down really fast, and lots of damage coming in from Womp Dump there. We see the sound barrier, but it's just a little too late to save PM Doggy. The Earth Shatter
Oh,
is
no.
just thunderous. We see the bomb invested as well. That's going to be all it takes for Valkyrie. The stagger is on now on the cart for Poseidon. They're not going to be able to get a full team fight here. We are going to see the stagger fight start, and the full 6 is in play right now for Valkyrie. They might be able to push this through without another contest, depending. Okay, they get in, just barely. Doggy holding that shield, trying to survive. Abated, taken down. We see the high noon coming in. Spip calling out the time here, and right now it's time to finish off point C for Valkyrie. We see the bomb invested here. PvP with a huge pulse bomb, and I think this is all over but the staggers.
Me Too throws out the self-destruct and PvB gets 2 with his. That is not the ideal situation here for Poseidon, to say the very least. Tapping third on Dorado, it's a rare breed nowadays. It's not something you expect very often. Granted, considering the fact that Poseidon only realistically won, what, 2 fights? 1 fight? Something like that? They chunked this time bank down with a meat cleaver and butchered it to as little as they could. And they did a great job of that. 154 isn't a small time bank, especially for this map, but they did cut down the time bank long enough to not be staring down an impossible defeat. Now, you just have to not play Brawl, and maybe I'll be, rooting for whoever does that, and okay, I don't get to hate more than one team.
We do see the ball comp come in. You've been hoping for it all night. You might finally get it here. PM Doggy sitting on the hamster right now. You gotta love it. And I you know what? It's gonna be I would love to see them go at it here. I don't want to see the fall back to the Brawl mirror, but you never know. We might end up seeing it as well. We see if we're watching Valkyrie, we see CEW sitting in. Oh, they're gonna go with the close hold. I guess you're gonna get your Brawl mirror here probably. Because we're getting the close hold now from Poseidon or from Valkyrie. I actually really like the close hold here.
Yeah, there's one hero who it's not played very much. There's 2 heroes actually, but they should really consider playing it here on the attack. The Rat Man and the Bat Woman, Aura and the Junkrat. Those 2 heroes would help just cut them down. And so much damage you can pump out. The Echo's good as well. You can play that, but I think you should invest in either a Rat or a Bat.
The mobility here for Poseidon should give them a big advantage, but just too much point presence here from Valkyrie, and Schmidt manages to take down 2. Poseidon just resetting and preparing for the next fight. What are we going to see? We're seeing the swap. We get back to the Brawl mirror, folks. Silent Blade onto the bait. We see the Sim variant, though. You were hoping for this.
That's the hero who you should have been playing up from the start. That hero's a pretty good character. Does a lot of stuff. Let's PM Doggy play like the PM Doggy.
PM Doggy puts the charge in. He's already 80% to another shatter. That's just PM Doggy things, folks. Oh my god. If PM Doggy switches to the right, he says, all right, we had fun with the hamster. We had fun, but let's get back to what I'm good at. And not just saying you're bad at hamster, but my god, PM Doggy, he's already got an Earth Shatter. What is this?
I would like to bring up the Geneva Conventions because this does not
a war
seem
crime.
allowed.
That was a war crime.
You do have ultimates up from Valkyrie. You have plenty, so you're gonna have to see if Poseidon can play around those here.
You see the amplification matrix in from Womp Dump, walled off and defended beautifully by Poseidon. High Noon is put in by the Cowboy for Valkyrie. Gets all the shots out and finds Krosky, and Valkyrie is set and stabilized here. Oh my god! It's a big Earth Shatter, but I don't know if they have enough damage to follow it up. Here comes the self-destruct for Me Too. There's just no stopping PM Doggy. He's at 100 health. He's charging into the enemy team. PM Doggy, oh my god, but Valkyrie, fantastic job on defense there. They did a really good job of picking off those healers. PvB on that Tracer is a real menace.
I was yawning, so I couldn't scream about PM Doggy's shatter, but you gotta think the Brawl is not it here. Like, double bubble would be good, ball comps would be good, double shield even, like you said earlier. It's not the best in attack, but you gotta, I don't like the Brawl mirror here. I don't like opting into that if you decide.
PM Doggy gets stunned out. He manages to get brought back up by Krosky as well. Blizzard comes in. We see the self-destruct in, but it does not connect anything for Disease. Both the immortality fields drop here, and we see the barrier out from a Beta Giant. Sound barrier now put in by Mosquito as well. The ultimates are flying out from both teams. What time is it, Schmip? I don't know. You need to tell me. It's about 12 o'clock p.m. it sounds like. The Beta Giant takes down Mosquito, and Schmidt can't find anybody there. Must have had the clock set wrong. But PM Doggy leads the charge there for Poseidon, and it's going to be Poseidon capping point A.
It's actually 9:42. Just so you're aware.
Okay. Oh, thanks. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have my phone on me, so you know.
Oh, thank you.
Now that I have it after 2 weeks, not getting into it. So Schmidt didn't get great with the checking the time. I think you might want to switch to consider checking the light instead.
Right. I agree with that on that. We see the high ground taken right now by high ground is in control right now for Valkyrie. Poseidon is pushing that cart, got the whole team gathered on the cart here, a couple of turrets sitting on the cart as well. If you're Valkyrie, going down there does not feel like the safest thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, the bomb's up, so, you know, it might be very unsafe.
Oh, PM Doggy finds Schmip on the back of I Need To. Oh, but an Earth Shatter from C! Oh, but it's answered. It's answered by a Beta Giant and another Earth Shatter in. The self-destruct comes out from Disease. What is this Reinhardt play? I don't even anymore. CW and PM Doggy just played great tonight. But PM Doggy comes out on top. The Symmetra switch seems to have set this up here for Poseidon as they manage to continue the push here to point B. And it does look like there's going to be a contest coming in from... Oh, but the wall... No! Silent Wraith does the job there for Poseidon. Great work, Silent Wraith on the May. And Silent Wraith again not be stopped. Takes down Red Mosquito as Mosquito was flying home. And Poseidon is in control, pulling into point 3. And you gotta love it for Poseidon right now. They're trying to answer that really impressive attack with an impressive one of their own.
So, real quick, I want to relay a message from chat because I'm not thinking about that wall anymore. If both teams if this gets to the map 5, they're both in the games.
It's true. That's actually kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
It could actually end up working out that way, though. Here, we'll see how it pans out, guys. But here we go, Poseidon pushing through, trying to find a way to get this thing, trying to secure their spot into Pool B here. If they do not want that map 5. PM Doggy finds another, blocks the Earth Shatter from CW. PM Doggy takes down CW as well. Great healing, great tank play, and great DPS. Seem to be setting the table here for Poseidon. Another Earth Shatter from PM Doggy. Why not? Just why not at this point? He cannot be stopped. PM Doggy again. You see the staggers coming out now for Valkyrie. I know you said it's rare to get that 0.3 cap here on Dorado, but it looks like we're going to get 2.3 caps today, Ty.
Depends on how long this stall lasts. They're making it last infinity and beyond right now. There's 2 minutes left of the time. Like, if they keep going, Poseidon will have a smaller time bank than Valkyrie.
It looks like they very well would. It looks like they will actually here. Poseidon does get a slightly smaller, just slightly. I mean, 3 seconds is what? About half an Earth Shatter for PM Doggy. So
it's like 2/3.
Look, chat. We're not trying to build this up as the PM Doggy hour right now, but PM Doggy isn't leaving us much of a choice. That's the problem.
I'm not trying to have this guy kill 4 every fight, but it just does it. What do you want me to do?
It's not our fault that we're seeing a Fleta carry from a main tank, but that's kind of what it feels like at times. Not to diminish the rest of Poseidon. Poseidon is playing really good. When they get to that Sim May, they're tough to beat. They're a tough team. And Poseidon right now is in the driver's seat. Again, they're up 2-1 in this. They got to win this map. If they win the map, they put themselves into B pool going into stage 2. If they go to the next one here, if they go to the next map and go into map 5, they actually set themselves up where, well, they're going to be in C pool regardless, which you just hate to see if you're sitting with Poseidon here. So Valkyrie's trying to claw a win. Poseidon, they need to win here now.
Yeah, if Poseidon have full control over this match and Valkyrie season realistically, because they are in. if that factoid about map 5 is true. They are in the pool. It is up to them whether or not they want Valkyrie to be in that pool.
Well,
It is 100% their choice.
the elimination pool, I should say. So both teams still have a chance to get out. If Valkyrie wins 3-2, they do manage to get out according to the math that I'm doing in my head here in 30 seconds. So I know Chad is saying one thing or another here, but it's a really close thing, and it comes down to a lot of tiebreakers, y'all. Just don't worry about it, okay? Just play some Overwatch here. If you're these teams, you just want to win this match. That's all that matters.
And that was a really good flash there from Spip, which might just win them the fight, and that's what you want for these close. Oh no! Oh, whoa! Why not throw it out there?
You just might as well gain control right away if you're Poseidon. And honestly, despite the wall, it doesn't matter. Valkyrie is in complete control here.
I mean, Abated was shoving CW full of his plasma, and no, you can't do this in the final hour. That is brutality for Poseidon. That just cut down on so much time. But like, it was good focus fire from Abated to try and get CW dead. CW had no barrier by the end of it, but that wall wasn't the best decision.
There's so many map differentials in math. There's a lot of math experts going on in chat right now. We see Schmidt put in the Schmidt counting down the minutes there to high noon. Does not connect with anything. Self-destruct is in. Does not find anybody. PM Doggy raises the shield to block that. Self-destruct over the top from Disease. Not finding anything. From I'm Me Too there. Pardon me. Right now, the Earthshatter. Oh, it's a huge Earthshatter CW, turning the channel over to him. And the CW show is now taking form here, and it's going to stop right before the fountain as the team kill horn sounds. Valkyrie is in prime position right now, but you do notice they did break that choke, and that could be decisive.
Yeah, I mean, they did break through that choke, which is great. But it felt like Valkyrie just hit Poseidon with the back throw, like making a fighting game reference, but I don't care. They just hit him with the suplex, like just absolute monstrous hold there, and it felt unbreakable. It did so much to potentially get them back into this series. They barely got past that choke, but like I said multiple times with Dorado, it's so hard to cap every single point. Like, first point, you gotta go through a slugger fest. Second point, you gotta just survive millions of damage thrown at you from every which way. Third point, good luck with the respawns. So it's so hard to cap every single point, and this first point, like you said, got pushed past that the area where you need to worry about most. So this hold's definitely doable for Poseidon.
Yeah,
they can pull this out 3-1.
It is doable, and you know what I said before? Don't play the brawl in this map. In this situation where it's just point A, just behind that choke, you got to play brawl. There's no other comp that makes sense here. You play the brawl. You hold. I think you hold close here probably. If you're, I don't know if holding close would even work. It's one of those things where I'm not sure here what the right call is, and it looks like if you're Poseidon here, you're not sure what the call is either.
So if they don't full hold, which it looks like they're not going to full hold enough, you don't get a second defense. This is it. This is your one go at it. If you don't go aggressive, you have one defense, one shot. The moment you lose, you're done. Mat 5.
Look at the quick rotation there. Walled off from Silent Wraith. A beautiful wall. PM Doggy does dive in, but it's not a great charge. Silent Wraith finds PvP. Big source of damage now gone for Valkyrie. Crashed the cart here. Poseidon trying to hold on. Evade Giant does take down CW. That's a great kill there. As Poseidon is managing to stabilize here, and they will stabilize on the cart, and that's a huge, huge first fight win.
I'm not a big fan of the Reaper on its own. I said earlier that switching over to a hard rush comp with Zarya, Moira, and Doomfist Reaper is good, but Reaper's sort of like the least important of those, so switching to that in particular, not a big fan of it personally.
And right now they see the wall come up there. They Silent Wraith finds CW. It's just too much front line presence there. It's so hard for them to break through because of that Mei and Sim with the comp they're running right now.
Silent Wraith has gotten the first pick 2 fights in a row.
Look at the ultimates.
Yeah, I was about to say. The biggest win con for Valkyrie here is Disease needs to eat this Blizzard. If this Blizzard comes out, even though they have 5 other ultimates, that's the big win con here for Poseidon.
Oh, that's a win con right there if you're CW. CW does exactly what Valkyrie needs there and just absolutely crushes Poseidon here on point A. And that's going to be the team kill horn going off. Now it comes down to, can Poseidon get back? The teleporter is out, so they should be able to get back here. Even with 3 on the card here, there will be another contest. They do have ultimates coming back, so Valkyrie's going to have to win another. This is a big fight.
They don't have the Blizzard, though. They don't have that important win condition, and Disease has this self-destruct which she can pop at any point. There's I'm me threes.
I'm me too for Poseidon. Puts a decisive exclamation point on this one for Poseidon, and that is going to be, it looks like all she wrote but the crying, and Poseidon punches their ticket for B group here and sends Valkyrie to the elimination pool for stage 2. Poseidon wins 3-1.
What a way to finish it off there from Poseidon. CW tried his hardest and more to win that first thing. Look at the shatter. What do you do against that? If the enemy Reinhardt shatters 5, what's your plan? Go in the next fight. And they did. They didn't have the most important ultimate to use there, which was the Blizzard. And I want to mention something. First off, Krosky with 8 Immortality Field prevented and 13k damage prevented. But I want to say something with him. Me3 killed 2 with the bomb because Disease popped his self-destruct right when the bomb blew up. So he was Baby Diva when the bomb from the other side came off. He was right next to it. If he waited just 1 more second or tried to dodge it or something, they would have had the Diva for that fight. If I'm Disease, I'm kicking myself for that. That hurts. I've been in a situation before where I'm playing Diva in a match and I just flub that 1 self-destruct, which gets you destroyed. It's one of the worst feels. Like, I played every single role competitively. Main support, flex support, main tank, off tank, flex DPS, hit scan DPS. I've done it all. And no hero in this game, who I played almost everybody in this game, no hero hurts worse than dying to a flubbed self-destruct like that. That can bring you down for a month.
So, if we are looking at the standings, Poseidon sits at 2-3 with a -2 map differential, and Valkyrie sits at 1-4 with a -4 map diff. That moves Poseidon into the next stage here, into Group B. Reckless Sigma falls into the elimination pool with Valkyrie. With that result here tonight, guys, I know a lot of people are looking for those pools. We'll be having them up soon. But what a way to end stage 1, guys, for Poseidon, and a critical win for them. And they came through when they needed to. That's what it boils down to. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
So you're good. So if you had to pick an MVP, I think it's pretty obvious. Like, just pick the guy who killed 4 every fight. But I actually have somebody different. Who's your pick?
I mean, I'm a Reinhardt player to the core. I have way too many hours on Reinhardt, an embarrassing amount. And I have to say, I just have to shout out PM Doggy, because that was impressive. That was truly impressive.
Yeah. I mean, obviously in that game, who is more impressive than PM Doggy? The guy was a freak animal on every single map. Whenever they switched over to the Symmetra with the BAP, like they played Ana with the Rhine, it didn't look good. They played Kree with the Rhine, it didn't look good. But the moment they switched over to that Symmetra, it all clicked. And that, I kind of baited you guys by saying the Symmetra, but my personal MVP was Silent Fate. Like every single time, I remember him getting his Blizz eaten once. He was always freezing the right amount, and that wall at the second point attack broke my heart and repaired it all at once. It was a perfect pop of that ability, and it really shows how one simple cooldown can really amount to ultimates worth of value.
I can't disagree with that. Silent Wraith had a fantastic, very critical plays on that May to set up PM Doggy a lot tonight. I mean, it was a great team effort from Poseidon.
Yeah.
I think that's what it boils down to. PM Doggy was definitely the flashy kind of star of the day, but Poseidon set him up so beautifully, so often, because there's a lot of times PM Doggy also is maybe hitting that shift key a little hard, but Poseidon helped them out, and great work there from Poseidon. Valkyrie, nothing to be ashamed of. You put on a hell of a show today, and I know you guys might be kicking yourself, but elimination pool, it's a great opportunity to come back and show what you're made of going into stage 2, guys. That is it here. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Once again, a reminder for the next few days, we do have the charity drive for Rise Above the Disorder going on. ! Donate in the chat. Get your 1v1 challenges in as soon as you can. You're going to see a lot more incentives coming out on Sunday with our first event week cast. I know Booth. I know you're looking forward to this, Booth, but it is the staff D&D night, as BethCon has prepared a lovely campaign for us nerds to play in for your viewing and embarrassment of ourselves pleasure. I'm playing a Dragonborn Paladin. It's going to be funny. It's going to be funny. But make sure you tune in though on Sunday. But hey, stay tuned here, because right around the corner we got Cat and Jack bringing you the beat drop to wrap up all the action here from stage 5. Got a couple interviews in line as well. And reminder, event week starts on Sunday, y'all. So make sure to tune in. So for special thanks to Booth, fantastic work on the production as always. Ty Munster, $100 donation, definitely appreciate it, and your fantastic color commentary as well. We're gonna go ahead and send you off now. Stay tuned. Beat drop coming up around the corner. I'm Mr. Yeti. We'll see you soon.